Can I go live?
Arijit has not yet come, no?
I know, but we can, I think, start discussion.
He's joined. Arijit has joined.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi, Arijit. You need to...
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, you need to start your video.
Video.
Arijit.
It will be difficult. My net is not that stable, so you are not going to get my voice properly if I turn on the video. It's happening for a couple of days.
Okay. So, but at the...
Sometime you start and then you can probably switch it off.
I guess.
It will be difficult. I mean, it's not happening. I tried it today itself, like a couple of minutes back.
I see. All right. I think that should not be a challenge. Because the creative you can put there, I think. So we have not yet started live. So Arijit, just introducing myself. I'm Bharati Iyer. So I'm the moderator for this. I'm a governance, risk and compliance specialist, working with the insurance industry for almost 3 decades. Divya, as you would be knowing, is the founder of Mentor My Board. And this Boardroom Talk series is also her brainchild. Just to give you a brief, this thing, it's a freewheeling discussion on various aspects of how boards interact, what Mentor My Board can specifically do to groom and mentor the directors, what are the inputs which you would like to give on corporate governance, how important it is that directors, know about financial literacy, are financially literate, know about risk management, and most importantly, as you are a specialist on so many IT related things, how important, especially now in the new norm, it is to be cyber savvy, and the various aspects which are related to that, not just with regard to virtual reality and blockchain, but also on security. So how important it is for him to perform his role as a good director and enable the business to grow, keeping all these aspects in mind. So this is the, sort of a basic structure which I've given to you. Over to Divya. Divya is planning to...
Where are you based, Arijit, currently?
So I'm based out of India, Calcutta. I'm traveling at the moment in Dubai. So
Okay.
Yeah.
So just 1 minute, allow me. I'm starting the live, and then I'll mention that you are not in India, and that's where the due to bandwidth challenge, we are not able to see you, but we are surely able to hear you. Just give me a minute.
perfect.
Extremely interesting profile, Arijit. And just to give you further this thing, Calcutta is absolutely my city of joy. I was there for close on 5.5 years. I lived in Calcutta. And this
Wow.
is to be there in Calcutta. Okay, so we're streaming live now.
So just allow me 1 minute to formally start this. Yes.
Really nice.
So yes, we are live, and welcome to the Boardroom Mastery Boardroom Talk series of Mentor My Board, wherein we are live today with eminent personality And definitely Boardroom is a place where fortunes of great companies are written, and hence in the pursuit of bringing best practices of the boardrooms, best practices of leadership, followed by eminent directors, professionals, and international Indian and international boardrooms, we have come out with the interview series with directors, professionals, business leaders who have been guiding and acting as the torch bearers for the corporates and the boardrooms. Let me introduce Mentor My Board to you. Mentor My Board is a platform wherein corporate directors come together to learn, to network, to sharpen their boardroom and leadership skills, and get opportunity of serving on the companies by acting as directors, and get mentored by expert mentors on the areas of business, governance, finance, marketing, strategy, and so on. We are on a mission to transform Indian corporate directors and board and create a community of 1 lakh directors by 2027. Now, let me tell you, we have recently started this Boardroom Talk series, and we have been getting such a wonderful response from you all. So thank you for continuously being there. Keep liking, keep sharing, keep viewing our Boardroom Talk series, which are not only going to help you as directors, but also in your leadership journey. So today I see as Divya Momaya, founder of Mentor My Board, invite our eminent moderator and our speaker personality for today. So our moderator is CS Bharti Iyer, who has reached 30 years of experience in insurance industry. And our guest today is Arijit Bhattacharyya, who has been a wonderful, wonderful entrepreneur himself, and also mentor of change with Niti Aayog. And his profile is going to be read by Bharti, which is very, very detailed, and you will be amazed to see his profile. So over to you, Bharti, for the session ahead. And let me tell you, Arijit has been live with all of us from Dubai, and that's where, due to the net challenges, we are not able to see him, but we are surely able to hear his voice. So over to you, Bharti.
Absolutely. Good evening, Arijit. Welcome once again to Boardroom Talk series of Mentor My Board. Before I start with the question answer session, I would like to take the time out to read the multiple achievements of Arijit Bhattacharya, who, in a tagline, he says he builds businesses. He's a serial entrepreneur, angel investor, a public speaker, business matchmaking expert, a government advisor, artist, author, community builder, game programmer, virtual reality specialist, artificial intelligence evangelist, blockchain specialist and globetrotter, as well as a startup mentor. He's the founder and CEO of Virtualinfocom, India's first game development and virtual reality app development studio since 1998. He's also a founder of Companies Play Seller, India's first post-play e-commerce portal, a founder of various gaming app and development series. He's a lead director on Evalue Global. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. Director, Innovation, Supreme Technology Consultancy Company. And more importantly, Entrepreneur Space, a Senator India of World Business Angels Investment Forum. Arijit is also having the experience of being a business scalability expert and a finance, technology, and growth consultant, focusing on small and medium level enterprises, mid-level corporates, and also advising companies on private equity investments in the startup and the SME space. We are very privileged to have you here, Arijit, with us. Before I just go on to the question and answer session, just a few thoughts on what you felt about when you got the invitation from Mentor My Board, what you feel about your journey. In a couple of sentences, how did you happen to become a director on the board, and your thoughts on all these things, please.
Well, thank you for the lovely introduction. I'm really sorry I can't turn on my video because of the bandwidth challenge that we have been facing here, at least in this place. Well, if you are asking me how I became a director, so like my life started back in 1998 when I was 17. I wanted to do something for my country and for fellow Indians. I wanted to make them happy, feel them rich not in only money wise, but with personality wise as well as life wise. It was a kind of, you can say, very gray kind of area for me to explore. I was all in total science student till 12th exam. So when I decided that I'll be leaving my engineering and rather join economics and statistics and mathematics as a combination, it was really hard for me. But I took that challenge because I wanted to understand and learn the commerce part of it. Until unless I make money, I don't feel that I can contribute anything in the society. So that's
Absolutely.
how my journey started as a founder of Virtual Infocom, and eventually, in due course of time, I started exploring the world and different variety of flavor of business across the world. Currently, I'm serving as a director of innovation in Avilu Global, that is a investment banking company based out of Australia.
All right.
Supreme Corp, which is another technology company in Australia itself, and one organization based out of Japan, Entrepreneur Face, which is based out of India. Invested in a couple of small startups, tried to help them out to give them a little bit of growth, maybe a small step towards the success. And that's how the very term director tag came to me.
Right. Right. So yeah, it's your interesting journey, and the fact that you're talking about maximization of wealth, because all we are looking at is, especially now in this COVID hit times, where everybody's stricken with trying to even stay on their feet. Forget about maximization of wealth. How do you feel directors can contribute in this space? Specifically, I'm talking about independent directors. How do you feel that they can contribute in this space, not by virtue only of their financial literacy, but in this space during COVID times, by being able to bring business matchmaking, because one of your profile reads as business matchmaking. So I would like you to expand a little bit on that, please.
Sure. Uh, to be very honest, I really don't believe in the concept of only financial director. If you want to become a financial director independently, you need to understand marketing first and sales first. Until unless you are master in sales, it's going to be very difficult journey for you to understand the finance part of it. Of course, money talks always, but until unless you understand where to go, how to go, and how to grab business, or rather giving the real market entry support, business matchmaking usually doesn't happen. Let me be very honest and probably very straightforward. I have been watching a lot of chamber of commerce, with due respect to all of them. A lot of new chambers, a lot of old ones who are saying that, okay, fine, you know what, we are doing a lot of webinar series, talk series, speaker sessions. Frankly speaking, those are all great for knowledge sessions. But if you really want to do some real business, uh, the first and foremost thing that I usually prefer is finding the right kind of partner in a particular, maybe if you want to do your business inside a country, maybe within a state, or if you want to expand your venture, maybe outside of your state. My specialty is basically finding right kind of partners in uh, around approximate 95 different countries. So
All right.
whatever I have achieved so far is like I created a pool of great partners for entrepreneur space and Avilo Global, which enables us to connect and communicate and filter out organizations from various different uh, sectors to
All right.
find out the right kind of partners and then do the perfect matchmaking and slowly go for a fundraising process. I'll give you a live example.
Yeah,
Uh,
please.
I'll probably give 5 or 6 examples. I hope that is fine. I
Yes,
can't hear you.
absolutely. Very interesting.
Yeah. So for an example, one of the organization based out of Australia, they are basically into a beer brewery. They wanted to expand their business and they were looking for some kind of support from us. So what we did, we found the perfect kind of investor for that particular brewery, and we took them to Vietnam and partnered them with the second largest brewery over there. So what
Wow.
happened, their expansion and growth level became really high, approximate 15x high. And when we fetch money from the Japanese investors, it became a win-win situation for both. investors got their right kind of investee company, and this Australian company got their perfect partner into Vietnam, supported by the Singaporean guys. So
Perfect.
it's kind of, you can say, kind of doing math. So again, coming back to the same point, like
Yeah, you
whether,
found the right angel. It's a match made in heaven.
yeah, so that's one example. Second is like there was a lithium battery project, which started based mainly in US. That guy wanted to expand and wanted to uh, basically set up his own second factory, which will enable large pool of employees. So that we did with few of the investors based out of Middle East, and we started a project in nearby Dubai. And that fellow became really, really happy because he wanted to disrupt the market of car batteries. So when you go through those kind of project, you really need to understand the science behind all those kind of small needs, small nitty-gritties, finding the kind of exact kind of investor who can understand their need. It's not about someone is actually coming as a, as a monkey, and he's trying to jump in and around and saying that, hey, I have got money, so why don't you listen to me? It doesn't
Right.
it doesn't happen like this. It doesn't happen. So when it happens, usually the business dies very fast. Although I believe that every business do have its own lifetime and lifeline, we need to understand it and then expand it gradually and then become dynamic. Third example, I would love to give another example of a company based out of, again, Australia. I really love those kind of guys. People usually say that they are very slow mover, but it's a myth, I believe. In any case, those guys are like our Swiggy. They started around 3 years back. Very promising guys. Three co-founders wanted to do something disruptive with food delivery mechanism, wanted to raise funds, wanted to expand, wanted to understand how they can move faster. So somehow we had a discussion. We have been, okay, for the audience, I'm kind of very hard nut to crack. If you really want to crack me, like, it will take a minimum of 6 months to crack me. But when you crack it, there is a, sweetness inside. So they took around 5 months. We had a discussion. We have been talking with their vision, their future aspect, why they are looking for expansion. Australia is doing fine, but then we realized that they really want to expand because they want to do something cool with their own passion for love for food. It's not only delivery mechanism. They want to give different kind of cuisine in various different part of the globe. So they expanded into Singapore and became really, really happy that we did the perfect kind of collaboration. Then let me give you another example of another tech company who are mainly into blockchain solution based out of Japan. If you look at Japan, they have great community, great support. Usually Japanese investors would love to invest out of Japan because of a lot of their financial banking decisions. But yes, they have, you can say, due to their community, they have a limitation of understanding how the outer world works, mainly in this part of Asia, mainly in Indian or maybe in Pakistan or Bangladesh or Sri Lanka area. Uh, it's a kind of mixed mode kind of audience. But somehow we started discussion. We understood that, okay, fine. If we integrate some amount of new technology into their blockchain, probably connecting the real world, that would make a difference. So we played a smart role. I'm just giving you live examples so that you can understand how
It
things
becomes more
work.
relevant. Absolutely.
Yeah. So what we did, we actually pulled up 5 different organizations all together. One of them is a device manufacturing company based out of Korea. One guy, they are mainly into a IoT solution company based out of Canada. And then a couple of more guys, 3 more guys who are great in their finance and their marketing skill set. We connected each and every one of them, created a small, you can say, holding company based in Singapore, and then slowly took it forward to the European market. Slowly they started exploring that market. It all happened within last pandemic. And trust me, when we are discussing about whether pandemic is actually bad or it's killing business or not, frankly speaking, there are a lot of avenues which has opened up.
Absolutely.
Probably we need to understand how to grab those opportunities and how to capitalize it. So they did that, and it was like around 6 months journey for them. Now they have raised a excellent community, as well as I think, give me a second, let me give you the exact number. Yeah, so now they have got around 5 million turnover within 6 months, which is totally huge. Like starting from scratch towards 5 million with a 60,000 community user who are probably will be increasing within next couple of 6
5
to 7
million
months.
US dollars turnover, you're saying, in 6 months time?
Yes.
Wow.
5 million.
It's like 0 to 120.
Yes. So taking this ahead, Arijit, when you invest in companies, so what at the promoter level, or what at the director level, or at the top management level you see when you invest in those companies? So what is one quality which you feel that every director or every promoter of the company in which you are investing should have?
Well, I look at the team rather than number of employees or the turnover that they have. To be very honest, I don't look at the top management. Rather, I look at the peon of that organization. That gives me the complete feedback of the office.
Nice.
So if you look at your driver, I mean, if somebody got a driver in your car, is like driver knows everything, where you're going, what you're doing, and what are the kind of stuff that you do. They have got their own kind of circle. So when you explore those kind of circle, and then you'll explore the top management part. I mean, that was a joke about peon, but yes, if you look at the level wise segment, I usually prefer to check whether they have 5 different element of animals into the team itself. It can be within one person, it can be within 3 people. I don't bother, but it all depends that whether these guys can run the show or not. If they can't, are they okay to get someone on board who can run it? Sometimes it happens that founders got excellent idea, they are passionate enough, they feel that okay, they can do wonders, but sometimes it's not just there. Sometimes you need to hire a CEO to run the show. So there is a big difference between founder and the CEO. As a founder, sometimes you can't take a call like maybe fire some person from your employees. Maybe he or she is staying with you for so long time that you just can't say no and please go away. But as a CEO, the role of CEO is basically not chief executive officer, rather cash extraction officer. So when you go for that part, you need to understand whether you are blocking your money which is going through the pipe, or you are just making it decent. So I usually look for that.
Super.
Nice.
That's wonderful.
See, just coming back to the innovation, because you're an innovation expert, how important is it for directors now, especially now in the past 6 months, to be agile and quick on their feet, to be able to move and change their business mindset using innovation to, like for example, people who are into auto parts, now they have gone into making PPE kits, heart lung machines. So like that, how important is it for a director to be agile and to be innovative?
Well, it's the most important factor for any damn different kind of business. For an example, I saw 1 or 2 SMEs who connected me probably through few of the banks, which I serve as a consultant. They were telling me that we are a solar unit manufacturing company. What to do during this COVID? We lost all our business. But then they learned and understood that, well, yes, they can convert their large plantation into small device making sectors. I've helped few of them. All of them are not that dynamic to adopt it, but yes, I'll help few of them to create small devices running with solar power, and those things work very decently. For an example, one company, they converted their whole business into making Wi-Fi battery charger with solar power. That is working really fine. Then another company, they have converted their manufacturing unit into making small alternative power for houses. For an example, they used to create it for factories. Now they have converted their total business structure into larger units with small blocks. Uh, it takes a lot of time. It's a pain. I totally agree. It's a pain. But until unless you adopt it, you are just losing business. Of course, you are losing market. So instead
Correct.
of losing it, I think it's best way to change and adapt and move forward. It's not very hard. Like you don't have to convert your total manufacturing unit. Rather, you can get those things done in few of parts of Asia. You just need to handshake with these guys, understand the legalities, and then move forward.
Correct. So with regard to directors, how would they equip themselves?
Just be like water. I mean, don't think. You don't need to have any kind of shape or color or taste. Then only you can succeed.
Correct. Very nice. Again, you're a blockchain expert, and blockchain is usually, just associated either with GST in India or with Bitcoin. So, what are the aspects which cyber tech directors, cyber savvy directors would look into blockchain to use in their business, either in terms of web aggregation or in terms of authenticating of transactions? So, for example, an audit committee chairman, how do you feel that a blockchain can help them to authenticate transactions or aggregating businesses' innovative ideas? What is your take on that?
Okay, super question. I'm really, really happy that you raised this question. To be very honest, Bitcoin is just a, you can say, example of one of the use case of blockchain. I don't feel that this Bitcoin till date got its due respect. Number one. Number two, I feel that that's my personal feeling. Being a working in blockchain for a couple of years now, blockchain's main strength is basically, you can say, security as well as transactional security. So when you look at any kind of e-commerce platform, or maybe a small web app, or it can be your game as well, I don't care. So if you have any sort of online transaction, for the security, if you're using a decentralized method, and if you're using a complete encrypted way of moving object and safeguarding your digital asset, that's one of the best way. For an example, you can probably try personalized choice for your customers. If you have an e-commerce portal, of course, you can't take things directly. Like you can't ask people to give their choice, like what is their best color, or maybe what kind of cuisine that they like, or maybe what kind of dress they like. But yes, you can always create a backend ML system with a AI power, which can practically understand your choice and then calculate and put that into a database. And then probably, if you are smart enough, you integrate blockchain into it, and then you give him a personalized way of doing shopping. I mean, each and every time when you are there into that portal, or maybe if there is any kind of new product that is added into the portal, depending on your personal choice, you should have a notification that this product or this food item or whatever is added into the portal, whether you would like to buy it, or it can be something like this: I feel that you have a blood group of this. Depending on your blood group, you need this kind of such and such medicine, and you brought it for maybe 25 days back, and I feel your 30 pills are going to end within the next 5 days. So why don't you go for it? But those kind of
That is,
notifications.
I thought that was the Internet of Things, IoT, which you were saying.
No. Like it can be through IoT, yes. But if you are offline also, it can be achieved by so many different technologies. You don't need to be online all the time. Like I hope you know that if you're offline into your, maybe if you're not using any kind of internet, even though you are actually sharing data through your mobile, there are 85% Ethernet which is open, so you can always use that. So there you can use those blockchain technologies, and there are other hash technologies as well. You can utilize them. It is totally protected for you, personalized one, so nobody is snatching your data or using your data, or no data selling method is actually happening. So those things needs to be taken care of course.
Wonderful. This is a new application which you told about. Quickly, just one quick question. How do you think that anim gaming or virtual reality for simulation, for any strategies which the board comes up with, because they don't really want to spend the investors' money, but they are aware that you can, probably do one simulation technique or virtual reality, run it past. Is it possible? Is it doable? And how long does it take?
Anim gaming is one of my baby, but I didn't get the question actually.
I'm so sorry. I think I need to be more clear. I'm just asking now the directors on a board. So they are trying to attract angel investors or any other type of investment, but they are not very sure that they will be able to get the type of funding which they need. So suppose they want to strategize totally on some other different thing, like you are saying about this beer making. They are actually into water manufacture, and from distilled water now they have to go for beer making. So the platform and everything is there, but whether it's going to work out in terms of marketing, in terms of market, vendor space and everything, can you use virtual reality to simulate results and do a sort of a dry run? And how important that directors should be aware of such things to be able to give their mind space and thoughts at the board meeting.
Okay, so this can be achieved by simple 3D simulation. You don't really have to go for VR unless you need an interactive, immersive experience. Now it depends on the organization. For an example, I'll go with one example which we are doing at the moment in one of the largest, or rather I should say the largest uh, aircraft engine manufacturing unit in Australia. The project is called AAH. So they have adopted extended reality as an application wherein from any part of the world, engineers can build aircraft engine. The project is not started yet, but before starting, they have been talking with the XR companies, and I brought in one company based out of Ukraine to make it happen. Of course, this Ukraine-based company is world's one of the top 10 companies. I mean, the director is she's a friend of mine, a very good friend of mine, I should say. But yes, the way they have used is like understanding the fastness of the whole process. So it depends on you whether you need fast process, you need exact business simulation, or you want to do it with a traditional way of doing business. I personally feel that if you really want to explore the world which is moving way ahead and way faster, I'm really sorry for my statement. Sometimes I feel that in India people don't get it sometimes. But yes, I mean, just look beyond your window. There is a larger audience and bigger pool which is practically waiting, and these data are not there in Google. Trust me, it's not there in Google. You just can't find people like this. You really practically need to move. The reason I traveled from India to Dubai is just because of this. Like, there are multiple business decisions which cannot be done on Zoom or maybe on video call. Couple of investment decisions couldn't be done in practically in a video conference call, or rather connecting people maybe nearby poolside, having a probably nice champagne, and then say that yeah, we can do something cool together. Those things, whatever simulation we do, I'm coming from a technology background, but till date I feel that technology is just an enabler, is just giving you kind of platter. You need to find out whether you want to take it or not. So my answer is really kind of 80%, 20% yes, no kind of stuff. So it all depends on you. It's a complete your decision. But if you really want to move fast, I think you need to adapt technology way faster than your competitor does.
Wow.
Perfect.
That's a
Just
wonderful.
one question. Sorry, Divya, I'll just ask, because we just wanted to come back to what are the contributions which directors, specifically independent directors, can make. Because we do want to attract funds, we do want to find new markets. Most of our directors are from SMEs, family-owned businesses. So your 3 tips to mentor my board on what you feel that we should particularly mentor our directors on, and to the directors who are watching this series, what do you feel like is important, the need of the day, the 3 tips from your side?
Number one, how to collaborate. Collaboration doesn't mean you have to open up everything of your own pocket, but yes, you need to understand what you're giving and what you're getting. Uh, Let me explain. If you're giving 50, you should expect 5 back. That should be the collaboration way. I mean, if you have a different kind of thought process that you will be giving 5 and you will get 50, it's going to be difficult. That's number one. Number two, as an independent director, if you really want to raise fund, first and foremost thing is like creating an awesome profile of people and just pay them to be there into your board. It's not that easy to convince people nowadays for funding. It's really not that easy. You need to understand the fun part of it, how people are thinking, and people usually nowadays banging on person and personalities rather than only your turnover. The third most important part is explore the capability of exploring uh, different market rather than only US and Europe. There is a huge number of opportunity waiting for you which is not there in traditional markets. Probably it's very difficult for me to explain like this, but that's a fact. In fact, during this COVID, I know one of my friend, he is exporting around 5 containers of organic tea and coffee from India to Russia. Now, if he can do it, he is just doing it by connecting the local startups and getting their own flavored tea and own flavored coffee. Created a complete new e-commerce portal. Didn't do any kind of digital marketing. He don't have to do that. Rather, he just communicated through us, through our channel towards Russian market with proper buyers, right kind of large quantity buyers, and he's doing it. The reason he floated the e-commerce portal just to show people that he is live. I mean, just giving you a normal example. People usually create an e-commerce portal, put a lot of money onto the marketing, do a lot of TV ads, blah, 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 but he's doing it in a completely different way. So he's making money. Probably he'll do brand building maybe after a year. That's the focus.
That's wonderful. Something, very, very different perspective to the entrepreneurship. And Arijit, I would like to ask you one question as to, in this, the leadership space, or at the top of the organization, when the directors are too much attached to their businesses, the owners are too much attached to their businesses. So what's your, feel, or how's been your experience when we talk of entrepreneurship and when we talk of the directorship? So the person should be attached to the business or no, and how distinction should be made?
Well, tough question, honestly speaking. You want an honest answer or you want a generic answer?
Honest. That's good.
Okay. So if you are thinking of your business as your son, and you feel it's of course your baby is a boy, as a traditional Indian strategy, people feel that okay, fine, shadi to hona hi hai, and we'll bring some lady in the family, and the boy will stay with us, but the girl will actually not going to stay with us. Probably he will get married to some prince. So we usually raise both of these babies in with a lot of love, a lot of passion, a lot of care. But if you feel that your company is a boy, then I think you should forget about raising funds as well as sharing your venture with others. But if you feel that that's your girl child, your daughter should have the right best prince in the world.
Wow.
And shadi to hona hi hai, of course. So the different family should come and join. I think that's the second approach you should take.
Oh,
Wow.
such a nice question and wonderful answer. Very nice.
Wonderful. So I know you have really short of time because of the different time zones in India and Dubai. So one last, piece of advice you would like to give to the directors, to the aspiring directors, because a lot of people, I know you have been working with startup space a lot. So people from IITs, IIMs, they just come, pass out, they have wonderful ideas and they start, their ventures and they become directors. But over a period, 1 year, 2 years, there are a lot of failures, and startups, almost 95% or 93% startups do fail. So what's your one, piece of advice to those directors, aspiring directors, that they should be aware of when they are carrying on their duties as directors and leaders of their businesses?
Well, To be very honest, I've been watching these IIM and IIT guys for quite a long time. I'm a part of IIM Calcutta Innovation Park for quite a long time. Of course, IIT Kharagpur and IIT Hyderabad as well. But the challenge is, whatever I have seen so far, they have got excellent idea. They have got super amazing alumni who is supporting them. The only factor that is missing is like probably understanding a basic point of who is not your customer. They usually go for a business plan where it is said that this is your target market, this is going to be our consumer base. But I differ a lot. I usually prefer to have a very simple concept: who is not your customer. Once you understand this concept, I think the failure ratio will be optimized. But Divya, to be very honest, this is the trend. Like if you look at MSME or SME or maybe in startup space, this is okay. I mean, if you are failing fast, that is perfectly fine. But don't fail after 5 years or 10 years. There is a bubble that happened, like the investment bubble. For an example, you are heavily funded by investors. Your turnover is right now is not that great, or probably you're not showing it. That goes in a complete different vibration. But at the same time, when you look at Asian startups, okay, I'll give you example from probably Indonesia. If you look at Indonesia or Malaysia, they have the similar kind of startup culture. They also fail, but their ratio is really low, only because they understand the piece and the nitty-gritties and how to marry between both of them. I think that is needed. It's not about mentoring. We have enough mentors in market, but sometimes every mentor raise their hand and say that, hey, you know what? I can do everything for you. I think we should segregate between mentors. Like for an example, if you ask me, I will never say that, okay, you know what? I'm the guy who is going to give you the marketing strategy. Not at all. I'm not that kind of guy. So I think that's very important for all of us who are working in the ecosystem, by saying that I am no for this rather than saying I am yes for this.
Wow.
And then give a concept to, or rather give an option to the mentee that which part you want. Let them choose, because it's their journey. It's not our journey. That's number one. Number two, if you look at as a tips, if you are looking for that, I think people need to, let me go back to my own quotation. People need to understand how to become water rather than having a lot of ego and options. So I usually, whenever I don't like anything, or I feel that people are not listening, or rather probably he has got his own agenda, I usually step back or move back, or probably cut things off. That's the best way, rather than shouting and placing things in social media. That's one of the most important factor, to be very honest, Divya and IR madam. Nowadays, if you look at these so-called directors, they have got a lot of air. They put things in social media. This person did this person did that. Come on, that goes as a bad impact for you. Don't do that. People watch it. People understand it, how you are communicating, how you are talking, how exactly you are probably saying that you are a community guy, but then you are not doing it as a community. So don't do that. I think that's the most important factor.
Super.
Nice, very nice.
Absolutely well said, Arijit, and thank you for being here with us. Any last question, Bharati? Otherwise, we can wind it up.
No, actually, I have plenty of questions, but because of paucity of Arijit's time, I do want to allow him to this thing, and probably you'll be inviting him again. So thanks a lot.
Once you're back to India,
Wonderful.
we would be happy to have you again with us on this platform.
Yeah.
And, definitely.
I'll be honored.
Absolutely. And let me tell you, we also have a complete mentoring, hand-holding platform for the directors, wherein mentors, directors, and the corporates come together on the single platform. It's a virtual platform. So I would be happy to have you as one of our mentor, because we have, because in India, if you see the director space, director is director. But we have divided those directors depending upon their expectations, their challenges, what they face. startup directors, promoter directors, independent directors, women directors, and aspiring directors.
And family-run directors.
And family-run directors, absolutely. Your insights and your handholding will be really helpful.
Invaluable.
For directors and family, promoter directors, basically. So it would be really great to have you as one of the mentor. So look forward for a great journey with you on this platform, and also best wishes for you. You have been doing wonderful job. So keep creating wealth for yourself and for the people around you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Best wishes.
Thank you so much, Arijit.
Really sorry about the video.
No, it's
That's
perfectly fine. But your insights were wonderful, Arijit. And we look forward, once you're back to India, we look forward to have one more detailed session with you.
Proper AV session.
Of course.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye, Arijit.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Yes, thank you viewers here for watching this Boardroom Talk series. Due to the challenge in the bandwidth, Arijit could not be visually present with us, but he was very much impactful and wonderful insights he has shared. And especially as the startup, investor, he's been investing. So that has been really, really, great. And I'm sure the companies who have been running they are working in their space as the startups and the promoters, everywhere the finance, the challenges come up, but you really have to be like water, find your way. That's my learning from today's.
Right.
So look forward for the next session next week. Stay tuned and keep sharing, keep liking, and keep listening to the Boardroom Talks. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bharti.
My pleasure. Yeah, Divya. It went like clockwork, no?